Coming up, an incredible story of a family being put at the right place at the right time.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 11.
Good evening, I'm Steve Hensley. A spreading porch fire in Johnson County only discovered because a family was in the right place at the right time, leading that out-of-state family to the realization that their current journey is taking them exactly where they need to be. WYMT's Buddy Forbes has more about the fire that placed them in front of the home and fuels them to push forward.
When the Swaineys drove past a house fire on the way to visit family in Paintsville,
so we could see underneath the porch and it was just flames just going.
Their quick action might have saved a home and lives as they helped put out the flames.
Did what anybody would do.
The Missouri couple says it was not coincidence, but something more that placed them on that road.
It wasn't us. The reason we're here is because of Elsie.
One stop on a journey they never expected to take.
I put her down for bed at 8 p.m. and she never woke up.
When 2-month-old Eloise Ann Swaney died last month from sudden infant death syndrome. Her parents and siblings decided to take her to all of the places she never got to see.
We sold everything we owned and only kept what would fit in the RV.
Hitting the road to share more time together while sharing Elsie's story with everyone they meet along the way.
We hope to let other people know they're not alone in this journey. This isn't a journey you want to take alone. We realized that night.
I thought it was at first, but the more people we talk to.
Joe, a veteran and professional house painter, is funding the travel by taking painting jobs as they make the journey, using the trip, similar stories, and counselors from the VA to help them through.
Baby Elsie's in heaven with Jesus.
I want to talk about her. I want to keep her alive. I want to share her story with other moms, because if it made me be able to talk about it and get some kind of peace with it, then maybe I can bring that to another mom, another family.
They say they are figuring it all out together, giving them the most important pieces.
And she's with us every night, every day. The kids actually give her a picture, a kiss every night before bed. And
baby Elsie's there.
Traveling with Eloise. In Paintsville, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
The family is on its way to Texas, where some painting jobs are already lined up. They hope to keep sharing Elsie's story to make sure her short life has a big meaning. Check our website to see how you can connect with their journey or contribute financially.
We saw a few peaks of sunshine today, but as we've headed through the night, clouds have continued to increase as temperatures have continued to drop. Outside right now, all is peaceful, all is quiet at UVA-wise. Temperatures in the low 40s at this moment. I-64 at Moorhead, once again, all quiet there as well, as we see mostly dry conditions around the region. Now, high temperatures, let me explain this map a little bit. Most of this from earlier on, about really 23 hours ago or so. We hit the 70s as we went into the very early morning hours. Now, the Moorhead sensor has been offline for a few days, and it came back on this evening. So it's kind of more reflective of the highs we saw today, only 45. That's really where many of us were this afternoon. In fact, that's where many of us sit right now, into the mid-40s at this hour. That's a good 30 degrees cooler than this time last night. Few showers starting to work back into the region, into southwest Virginia, and into portions of the Cumberland Valley as well. Those will continue to scoot off to the north and east as we head through the remainder of tonight, as we watch a weak little low pressure push on through. So a few showers will be with us, upper 30s for overnight lows tonight. I'll have the details, though, on when some sunshine returns, and yes, another chance for showers. I'll have those details coming up in just a bit. Steve?
All right, Evan, thank you. After 7 years, 3 suspects have pleaded guilty in connection to the murder of a University of Kentucky student. Justin Smith, Roman Gonzalez, and Ephraim Diaz Jr. pleaded guilty to the robbery and shooting of Jonathan Kruger in 2015. Gonzalez pleaded guilty to murder and robbery. Smith pleaded guilty to manslaughter, robbery, and evading police. And Diaz pleaded guilty to robbery. The case was delayed for years because of an argument involving the death penalty. Sentencing is set for April 28th. April is National Child Abuse Prevention Month, and one business in Pikeville is going blue with local officials and law enforcement. Gaddy's hosted its 6th annual Gaddy's Goes Blue event, inviting officials to help place blue pinwheels to raise awareness about the subject. Although the event and the month are all about ending abuse nationwide, it also shines a light on the jobs of social workers who fight for those who need it the most.
You put your life on the line. Social workers go into houses without any type of self-defense. They don't have bulletproof vests. They don't have guns. So when you do see them out, thank them for the job they do, because they do put their life on the line.
Judge Varney says Pike County alone saw nearly 400 cases of abuse or neglect in 2021, and he is hoping to reduce that number in 2022. COVID-19 has taken a toll on all of us, but especially it appears on high schoolers. The CDC reports more than 1/3 of U.S. high school students said they struggled with their mental health during most of the pandemic. More than 2 out of 5 felt sadness or hopelessness, which caused them to stop doing things they enjoyed. And about 1 in 5 seriously considered suicide. Health experts say the pandemic has caused problems for teens that could affect them down the line, which is why it's crucial to support them. A bill to lower insulin costs is headed for an uphill battle in the U.S. Senate after passing in the House today. The final House vote was 232 to 193. The Affordable Insulin Now Act would lower the price of insulin and cap it at $35 a month. That goes for both private health insurance plans and Medicare. According to a 2020 Kaiser Family Foundation report, the current cost for insulin is between more than $300 to $1,000 per month. Officials with the Johnson County Fiscal Court hosted a First Responders Appreciation Night at Highland Elementary School, and the appreciation was not just praise. WYMT's Zach Hawk was there for a major funding announcement.
Thursday night was about recognizing those who sacrificed to keep the community safe.
They are the first point of contact when we have something that arises in our life that we need assistance with. You know, that call goes to 911, and then from there it goes to all of our first responder agencies.
The judge announced $200,000 in newly found funds for Johnson County's first responders.
We have the American Rescue Plan Act, ARPA, as a lot of people know it as, that source of funds, as well as coal severance.
As fire departments face a harsh wildfire season, each volunteer department in the county will receive $10,000.
Well, the good thing about this is that we've got the flexibility to get whatever our particular needs are. We have needs for swiftwater rescue, we have needs for wildland firefighting.
EMS personnel will offer the best care with an advanced CPR machine in the ambulance.
It reduces fatigue on our personnel when they have to perform CPR for long distances, and it gives adequate chest compressions and rate to that patient.
And the police will purchase new equipment to keep the community safe. Judge Executive McKenzie says, in addition to ARPA funds, money from coal severance will keep some of the county's services funded for years to come.
That's a good thing that we'll be able to continue to have that source of funding to help us with things like public safety and the other services we utilize coal severance to provide.
The judge hinted that additional funding for first responders is to be announced in May. In Johnson County, Zach Hawk, WYMT Mountain News.
Other purchases include respirators for the firefighters, more communication tools, K9 safety equipment, term life insurance for volunteer firefighters, and a new 911 call center. The American Heart Association hosted a STEM event for high school girls as part of the Eastern Kentucky STEM Goes Red. The event consisted of female students from 6 different high schools. It gave the students the opportunity to learn from professionals, listen to a panel, and do some hands-on activities.
A lot of opportunities to engage them. They got a morning breakout session, and then our midday over lunch we had a speaker panel. I participated, as well as 2 engineers of different fields and then an environmental science leader.
AHA is also offering up to $40,000 in STEM scholarships for girls. President Biden has ordered the release of 1 million barrels of oil per day from the nation's Strategic Petroleum Reserve until October. It will be the largest release of oil reserves in history, but Americans consume about 20 times that amount every day. As Russia's war on Ukraine rages into its second month, AAA says gasoline prices are averaging around $4.23 a gallon, up nearly 50% from 1 year ago. But how much will this release help and when?
It will come down, and it could come down fairly significantly. It could come down the better part of anything from 10 cents to 35 cents a gallon. It's unknown at this point.
Biden administration says it will replenish its petroleum reserve, which is in a collection of underground salt caverns in Texas and Louisiana, when prices come down. The city of Highland opened its new Van Gogh's Garden attraction yesterday. Community members gathered at the mural behind City Hall for a ribbon cutting. The piece was created by local artist Derek Lewis. Made with spray paint, Lewis completed the work in about 80 hours over several months. He says murals like this are important for the region.
We need brighter colors like this. When you're driving down the road and all of a sudden you see those bright colors, it makes you smile.
Lewis says there are plans to have more murals in the city. Coming up on Mountain News at 11, we remember the March 2nd, 2012 tornado outbreak 10 years later as Jim Caldwell and Brandon Robinson reflect on tracking those deadly storms.
And a few more spring showers possible tonight before sunshine returns for the weekend. The full breakdown is on the way.
Atrial fibrillation is one of the more common rhythms we see.
AFib is an arrhythmia of the heart where the top part of the heart is beating erratically and out of sync.